What's going on, guys? This is going to be the trade recap for April the 6th. Sadly, we didn't get the recap for yesterday. If you guys saw my story, I did take profits. Did I take? No. Yesterday was a losing day. We lost yesterday. Right. So today was actually a winning day. But man, it was a winning day on such slow price action. And I was not expecting anything like this to happen today. So let me run you guys through what my thought process was. So immediately, what I saw was new day gap. There was a new day gap right here. So I was like, you know what? This could be a strong position for price to target because we haven't got any filament into this new day gap. So I was like, you know what? That might be a strong area that price would want to go. Unfortunately, price never went in that direction, right? As well, I wanted to play to the downside. I wanted positions down to this low and down to this low. But we didn't get that. Instead, we got a retrace. And to me, I was really skeptical about that. I was not expecting any form of retracement to the upside. I was not expecting any bias to the upside, only because throughout London session and Asia session and overnight, we just have just straight bullish price action, bullish price action. We are trading all-time highs, so price does like to push a lot higher when we're in all-time highs. That's something we got to take into consideration. But obviously, the way I trade, which is order flow, I wanted to trade into these gaps right here. Even if we traded into this fair value gap, we would still have a chance to hit this equilibrium. But what ended up happening was, if we hop over on 15-minute time frame, we were making really good structure, guys. I mean, we came in really strong, right? We're coming down, and then we're inversing fair value gaps like this right here. And then we're even inversing fair value gaps like this right here. What do we have? We have a retrace. We push down a lot lower. This is good bias for me to play to the downside. Unfortunately, on my part, what I had failed to realize, something that could have mistaked me, was this relative equal lows. These relative equal lows right here. 1, 2, 3. Right? Because we have those equal lows and price is struggling to break past this barrier. To me, that was also a signal, alright, we might just get a retrace into this zone and we'll look for it out of it. So one thing that I looked for with this market open was if we have any fib retracement. Right, so I draw out my Fibonacci from that high down to this low. And then over here, we had really good filament of it. This candle filled inside of it. But then we started making more bullish price action. So then I hopped over to the 15-minute time frame. And I was like, alright, if we're coming in and we're closing here, we might just want to grab the liquidity from up here, and we can use the liquidity from up here to go to the downside. Right? Even here, relative equal lows. Strong draws on liquidity. But we're constantly moving to the upside. And I would say, like, just look at this price action to where people are constantly getting wicked out of their stop losses and all that. Also, I wanted to show you guys that we had a very strong bias when it came to higher time frames. Alright, if we draw the Fibonacci on the higher time frame, I'll just use Fibonacci for both our 70 percentile and our equilibrium, because we know 50% is our equilibrium right there. So what do? We tap into equilibrium. We push a lot higher. What do? We tap into the 75 percentile range. One closure, two closure. So to me, alright, if we're having that trend on bullish price action, right, if we're having the retracement that high up, we should inevitably see it come down, at least to make more equals with this. I was not sure if it was going to come touch this high, right? But we did end up making profits on that, and I'll show you guys how. So one trade that I took was up to this high earlier. It was up to this high earlier. If I can find it on 1 minute. Let's see here. I know I traded up to one of these highs. Or it was a 7. Okay, right. Perfect. Found it. Right. We hop on the 1 minute time frame. And over here, this was my high. This was my high. This black line was the high that I wanted us to retrace out of to the downside. What do we get? We have moves to the downside. Right? So I entered in the trade in shorts. Let me see if I can find my trade that I took where I got stopped out. Let's see here. No, not this one. Is it this one? No, not that one. That one's from yesterday. Because I know I got stopped out of one of these. Okay. So I can't find it, but just know I did get stopped out. I got stopped out. Can't find where I got stopped out at. I think I got stopped out right here. I got stopped out under that low. So what do we have? We have moves to the upside, and I was like, alright, this is going to be our position to reverse. We're going to go down. We already had the breaking structure, but what we do is we tap into a 1 minute fair value gap, and this would have been our buying right here. I ultimately just wanted price to sweep this draw on liquidity. It didn't fully sweep it just because we touched it. So I entered into longs right here. Right? I entered into longs after that candle closure. Set stops down to this low. I can show you guys this trade on my phone. Right there. That's the trade that we took. Right? So, I really liked how this was looking to begin with. But man, price just shot back up all the way. Wait, no, sorry. That's the wrong one. That's completely the wrong one. Yeah, price came up and we broke this balanced range. And I was like, there's no way price rebounds higher, right? This is where I wanted to see price reverse. So what did I do? I entered into shorts, and I got stopped out right here. That's what I was looking for. My bad, guys. I entered shorts off here, and we got stopped out right there. We got stopped out at that high. So that was wrong. We lost that trade. This trade that I have popped up right here is a trade that we took on this candle spread. So we come in, we're sweeping liquidity to the downside, but we don't break past this low, so we can't move any further. And I was like, alright, this should be a good opportunity for us to at least target some form of liquidity to the upside. Ultimately, this strong liquidity was super hard to target. We come ripping up through here, and I enter in longs right there. I enter in longs right there. Just set profits right there. Stop loss was set underneath this low right here. And this is why I didn't want to do it, because it's very risky when you have something like this. We big red candle to the downside, inverse the fair value gap, but price retrace a lot higher. So this was full of luck. Like, this was full of luck, and the reason why I wanted to take this trade here is because we had a deep closure above this, and we had a deep closure above this. So I was like, you know what? Price is not that far away from this drawn liquidity. Let's target that drawn liquidity as a little take profit range. See, right there, we took profits right there. And then after we took that drawn liquidity, I was like, all right, now we need to play to the downside. Price does not reverse off this draw liquidity. Price just keeps bullish price action, bull run price action. So I wanted to target to the downside. So I knew, all right, we have these low resistant draws right here. Maybe we can target these low resistant draws. I was going to target these low resistant draws after we closed right here to the downside. But what did we do? We did not close to the downside. So I was like, all right, where else can we target for shorts? We can target this low right there, and we target this low right here underneath this one. So what did I look for? I was looking for any moves to the downside. We keep running bull running price action. There's no good time for us to buy in here, like, at all, until I saw this 3 candle spread here. So I was like, all right, what do we have? We have break of structure. We sweep these draws on liquidity to the upside, and over here a bunch of people enter in shorts right there. But personally, I wanted a retrace into a fair value gap. So we got that. We got the retrace into the fair value gap, as you guys can see, and I bought in. What do? We came rushing down. We swept this drawn liquidity again, so that's one of our take profits that got hit. But to me, this is why I don't really like today's price action, because if we swept this drawn liquidity, we would have a filament of this gap, and we would come down to target this gap. There was no signal for price to come up all the way up until here, right? We even got the inverse of this small gap that I forgot to point out, right? I was not fully believing price was coming up all the way till there. I mean, we can look on 5 minute, but At the same time, we make 5-minute relative equal highs right there, but there's no inverse fair value gap. There's no major sweep of liquidity. And if we go back to our 1 minute, what do we see? Where'd it go? Here it is. If we go back to our 1 minute, we get an inverse of fair value gap on the 1 minute. This fair value gap right here, we inverse it, right? If we inverse it, we will come up and target these highs as well as these highs, right? So what do? We came up, we're about to get stopped out. Originally, my stop loss was set right here, so I brought it up higher. I brought it up to this high. That's more of a significant high. We always put our stop losses 2 highs or 2 lows at a time. That way we have an area for price to grab liquidity and still go to the downside. And then we started trading to the downside. But just look at this price action. I mean, small candle bar, these big wicks. Horrible, horrible price action, in my opinion. And then we come down and we hit this draw on liquidity. And that was my final trade for today. All in all, today was a profitable day, but we didn't make that much money. But one thing that we got to learn as traders is at the end of the day, it's not about how much money we make. It's about how well we can be profitable and how well we can actually figure out price action and how well we can know how to read the charts and how well we can read the charts effectively and use that as our bias and use that to our advantage. We want to be profitable. We don't want to make money. Making money is just a side for knowing how to read the charts. So all in all, if I had to say my bias today, if I had to say my bias for tomorrow, I really want shorts tomorrow. I mean, I'm entered in a position right now. I have a 720 contract for April the 8th. So honestly, I just hope that tomorrow, overnight, Asia session, London session, price can even if we look on 30-minute time frame, I really just hope that price makes bearish price action and we come down to this low. Or we come down even lower than this. I would love it. I mean, I can check my position value right now to show you guys. Let me find it out, and then we'll close out this video. Okay. This is my contract for the 8th that we have pulled up here. See, $45 contract. That's how much we got in for. Down $2 right now. Down to, oh my god, I'm so sorry guys. Down $2. I don't think the camera can render that. But just know we're down $2. This expires on the 8th. I am hoping for bearish price action tomorrow so we can close this. Other than that, that's the trade recap for today. We hopefully have moves to the downside tomorrow, and if we don't, then my bias would be to come up and target these highs. That would be my bias. If we get a sweep of liquidity off this low and we don't come down and target that, then I would trail back up to this high. That would be like my bias for tomorrow. But what do we have? Like I said again, no filament of a new day gap, so price could honestly just trail all the way down here tomorrow. Obviously, when market opens, price won't boom just rush down. Price will have to take time for it to trail, but hopefully we can trail hard enough to get into this zone and we will be up hella on the contract. Other than that, that's the trade for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a really in-depth one. Price action today kind of sucked, but at least we were profitable on 2 of our trades. Thank you for watching. Peace and love always, and I'll see you in the next one.